Right there, right there, right there. There he is. You see that f***er?
Yeah. Oh, no, look at it. Come here.
He's moving.
Oh my God, I'm gonna sell this video for $10 million.
What is that? See it?
From seasoned hikers vanishing without a trace, to strange Bigfoot sightings, to little kids claiming they were rescued by one, these are the kinds of shocking stories that might just make you believe in legends. In September 2014, 38-year-old Aaron Hedges went on an elk hunting trip in the crazy mountains of Montana. However, he never came back. Something got him.
Oh, fuck. Right there, right there, right there. There he is. You see that f***er?
Yeah.
According to the last radio contact, he was headed towards Sunlight Lake. After that, the contact ended, and Aaron was never seen or heard from again. A search started throughout the mountains, which included helicopter and dog teams, but nothing was ever heard about Aaron again. Until 2 years later, in 2015, a man was doing some fencing work in the crazy mountains when he found some peculiar items. He found a bow, backpack, field gear, and a hunting license with Aaron Hedges' name on it. This led to another search, but again, that was it. The searchers found, strangely, at the head of the ridge, a thermos cup and an open energy drink. Then came 2016, when some guests found a skull underneath a dead tree, and the analysis showed it to be Aaron's. The rest of the remains were found nearby, scattered too. But this case isn't as simple as it looks, because the way his remains were found, the open thermos, and the way his remains were scattered miles away from where he went missing raised hundreds of questions. Because here's the thing, Aaron wasn't lost. He was an experienced hunter. He had access to survival gear, and yet, he ended up in a place he never intended to be, over 10 miles off course, across snow-covered mountains, without proper supplies. And when you look deeper into where Aaron disappeared, the crazy mountains, that's when things get weird. This remote region of Montana has long been known as a hotspot for Bigfoot activity. Hunters, campers, and hikers have all reported seeing huge creatures in the forest, often near where Aaron's gear was found. For instance, in March 2022, a video was uploaded on YouTube, captured in the same area of Montana. This is what the video showed. It was an expedition team specifically looking for Bigfoot, and they somehow recorded this. It's not really that clear, but it does show Bigfoot's domed head, eyes, brow ridge, nose, and its grayish-black color. According to the team, there was not one, but 3 Bigfoots hiding behind the trees, and as soon as they saw the team closing in, they left. But this isn't it for Montana and its Bigfoot, because as I've said before, Montana is one of the hotspots for these kinds of sightings. Another happened in December 2024 when a man, his brother, his brother's wife, and his girlfriend had a chilling encounter deep in the Montana woods.
Oh, fuck. Right there, right there, right there. There he is. You see that f***er?
Yeah.
It's not clearly visible on the video, but according to them, it was a massive, gorilla-like creature, standing 8 to 9 feet tall, with black skin and a muscular build. It looked right at them, calmly placed something in its mouth, then turned and walked away. And just a couple of months before, 2 former police officers who went camping found a large footprint near their campsite, about 13 inches long with visible toes. That night, something slammed into their cabin roof, followed by strange whooping sounds coming from the forest. Then a deep woo, unlike any known animal. They ruled out all wildlife and human activity and were fixed on only one possibility: Bigfoot. And honestly, they're not wrong. Montana has had its fair share of Bigfoot sighting reports. According to data collected by the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, Montana ranks among the more active states when it comes to alleged sightings. Specific counties like Flathead, Gallatin, and Park, areas surrounding the Crazy Mountains, have been the source of multiple documented reports over the years. These accounts typically involve descriptions of huge figures, foul smells, and unexplained howls or knocks heard deep in the woods. Now, whether you believe those reports or not is up to you. But here's what's real. Aaron Hedges vanished in that same general area under circumstances that still don't make full sense. Aaron was an experienced hunter. He knew the Crazy Mountains well and had even cached extra supplies at designated points. But for some reason, he veered more than 10 miles off his intended route, traveling into snow-covered terrain without adequate cold weather gear. When his remains were eventually found, they weren't located along a logical trail or near a shelter point. They were spread out, some of his bones discovered in different spots, along with personal items like the thermos and an unopened energy drink left sitting on a ridge. That's not a theory. That's what investigators and search teams actually found. There's been speculation, hypothermia, disorientation, or possibly a predator, but nothing definitively explains how or why he ended up so far off track, or why his belongings were placed the way they were. In my opinion, something about this doesn't sit right. You don't need to believe in Bigfoot to admit that the whole situation is just strange, especially when this isn't the only time someone has vanished under odd circumstances in this region. Whether it's wildlife, the terrain, or something more, we don't know. But if the reports and Aaron's case teach us anything, it's that the Crazy Mountains aren't called crazy for nothing. Mount Shasta is famous for hikers, but one thing it's also known for is Bigfoot sightings. And that legend got a boost when a Reddit post claimed to have captured one on camera. In June 2025, a man uploaded a photo showing a dark figure lurking in the background, and what set it apart were the glowing eyes. The photo was taken by a tour guide who said it was just a harmless picture of his friend, until he zoomed in and saw what was hiding in the trees behind them. Now, this story, not everyone believes, but what everyone does believe in is the disappearance of Carl Landers. Carl was a 69-year-old hiker from Novato, California. He'd climbed Mount Shasta before, but on May 25th, 1999, he vanished. He was with two friends, and all three were planning to summit the mountain together, but Carl had a headache and said he'd start the hike early. His friends expected to catch up later, but Carl never made it to the summit, and he was never seen again. Search and rescue teams were sent out immediately. Helicopters, dogs, dozens of people, 0 results. No gear, no footprints, no sign of injury or wildlife attack. It was like he vanished off the face of the earth. The case was never solved. He was just believed to have died when he slipped and fell. And this isn't even the first time something like this has happened on Shasta. The BFRO has documented dozens of Bigfoot sightings in Siskiyou County, and many of them are eerily close to where Carl disappeared. One sighting even made it to YouTube. A short clip filmed in the woods just outside the park shows something large moving between the trees. It's fast, barely visible, but it's not something you'd expect that deep in the woods.
Freaking Bigfoot. Oh my God, I'm going to sell this video for $10 million.
It's not proof, but it's a pattern. Strange sightings, weird disappearances, and the same mountain over and over. Carl Landers was never found. No one knows what happened to him, but Mount Shasta's always had a strange reputation. Native tribes called it sacred and warned others not to go too far into the mountain. Over the years, there have been stories about secret tunnels, lost civilizations, and people who wandered off and never came back. Some even say there's something living deep in the forest, something that's been here long before any of us. That's where Bigfoot comes back in. Because when you connect the sightings, the vanishings, the local legends, they all seem to point to something watching from the woods. And for many, the answer is quite obvious: Bigfoot. In October 2024, a retired wildlife biologist and his friend were camping at the Radar Dome parking lot in Colville, Washington. From 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., they heard two loud wood knocks, followed by a deep growl, whooping sounds, and a high-pitched scream about 200 feet away from their camp. Later, gravel was thrown at their truck from different directions. And this wasn't it, because their trail cameras picked up the gravel being thrown. It also captured a vague figure appearing momentarily on the camera. And not just this, the area suddenly went completely silent, which they found strange. The next day, they smelled a strong sulfur-like odor near old buildings and heard more wood knocks from different sides of the forest. The area has a long history of Bigfoot sightings, and this event turned out to be the start of a deeper mystery, because just a few hours west of that same forest, someone else vanished without a trace. Her name was Sam Sayers, a 28-year-old ultra runner from Seattle who went hiking alone on Vesper Peak in August 2018. She texted her boyfriend before the hike. She was supposed to return by sunset, but she never came back. Massive search operations followed: dogs, drones, helicopters, even psychics. But no trace of Sam was ever found. And while the official theory is that she may have fallen or gotten lost, many believe something else happened. Because that mountain and the surrounding area in Snohomish and Skagit counties has a long record of unexplained disappearances and Bigfoot sightings. In fact, the BFRO has logged dozens of encounters nearby, including strange growls, trees being shaken violently, and figures spotted from hiking trails, all within miles of where Sam went missing. Just weeks after the Sam Sayers case shook the region, another eerie encounter happened in the same wilderness. On September 3rd, 2017, a man, his fiancée were hiking near Colville National Forest. While exploring a dried-up creek bed, they spotted massive 13-inch footprints with spaced-out toes, heading uphill. They didn't have phones to snap a photo, but the prints were deep and unmistakable. Later that evening, around 8:30 p.m., he did a Bigfoot-style howl. Within seconds, something answered back from 100 yards away. A few minutes later, another, higher-pitched howl echoed from the opposite direction, and then some tree knocks. When he returned weeks later, the prints were gone, likely washed away by rain, but farther east, he found fresh signs. Tall trees snapped off well above his 6'3" frame. And not long after the Colville incidents, another report surfaced, this time from the dense, rain-soaked logging roads of Mason County near the Olympic Mountains. It was a quiet, misty morning in November 2007. A man and his son were out spotting deer when they noticed something massive moving through the salal brush. At first, they couldn't tell what it was, but then the figure stepped closer, dark and massive. In one photo, the figure turned slightly, like it was looking back at them. It moved slow and steady, almost swaying side to side. Then, it crossed the road in just 2 steps and disappeared into the woods. 2 weeks later, the man went back with a 10-foot measuring stick. When he compared it to the photos, the thing looked close to 10 feet tall. The man used to guide bear hunts. He said whatever this was, it wasn't a bear, and it definitely wasn't a person either. The pictures are blurry, but they show something big and strange, hiding or trying to stay hidden. All these encounters, from growls and howls in Colville, to vanishing hikers in Snohomish, to massive shadowy figures caught on camera, point to one thing. There's something lurking deep in Washington's forests. Something loud, something fast, and something smart enough to stay hidden. Whether it's Bigfoot or something even stranger, the forests of Washington have a pattern. People hear things, see things, and sometimes they disappear. And Sam Sayers, she might just be another chapter in a story that's far from over. In May 2013, a film student was shooting a short film called Fishing with David Lynch along the banks of Lough Foyle, right between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. It was supposed to be a student project, but then the camera caught something strange in the water.
What is it? What is that? See it? Is that a hair?
Whatever it wasn't moving like a boat or a seal or driftwood. It was gliding, serpent-like, before slipping back under, and no one could explain it. But some people thought it might be a creature similar to the legendary Loch Ness monster, something ancient and unknown lurking beneath the surface. Others suggested it could have been a large eel or an unusual fish, distorted by distance and low visibility. The Loch Ness monster has been a part of Scottish folklore since the 1930s, usually described as this long-necked, serpent-like creature with humps breaking the surface. And while science says it's all misidentifications and hoaxes, people keep seeing things. Blurry photos, sonar blips, eyewitness accounts, every few years. And that's why this Lough Foyle clip matters, because it doesn't just resemble Nessie, it behaves like her. Smooth, quiet, no splashes, no obvious reason for being there. Just a ripple and a glimpse before it's gone. And then Nessie sightings have always been tied to one specific place. But what if she, or something like her, has cousins? What if there are more of these things, scattered through lakes and inlets, all across the world? Maybe Lough Foyle wasn't a one-off sighting. Maybe we just gotta look at something that's been hiding in plain sight. In January 2019, 3-year-old Casey Hathaway vanished from his grandmother's backyard in Ernle, North Carolina. He had been playing with 2 other kids, but when they went inside, he stayed behind. Minutes later, he was gone. Search teams went into the woods for 2 days and found absolutely nothing. Then, on the 3rd day, searchers heard a faint cry coming from a patch of thorny brambles, and there he was, Aside from a few scrapes and bumps, Casey was perfectly fine. When they asked him how he survived, Casey said he was with a friend, a bear that kept him safe, but locals weren't convinced. Black bears in that region are reclusive and not known for babysitting children, and even if one did approach, it wouldn't have helped him through freezing nights or led him to safety. That's when Bigfoot theories started spreading. And just months later, in September 2019, something strange popped up at Lake James. Bigfoot 911, a legit investigation team in North Carolina, shared a night vision photo they claimed showed Bigfoot lurking in the trees. Locals had reported howls near the Linville side of the lake, so the team took a boat out one night. After cutting the engine, they heard rustling, then wood knocks, a sound often tied to Bigfoot. Then they saw it, a dark, towering figure, nearly 7.5 feet tall, standing still in the forest. It didn't move or make a sound, but the knocks kept going for nearly an hour, and the sightings didn't stop there. Just a month earlier, a Bigfoot hunter was out in the same region, grabbing trail cams when something strange happened. At first, he heard what sounded like a woodpecker. Then a rock flew past him. When he turned around, he spotted a dark figure hiding in the trees. He even managed to film part of it.
He's moving.
Some say it was just a bear, but the hunter's dog wasn't buying it. She usually charges at bears. This time, she was freaking out, but stuck right by his side. Moving on to 2022, and the sightings and strange happenings still hadn't stopped. In December of 2022, a man in the woods suddenly heard some strange sounds. This is what he recorded. Tree branches were snapping and being torn apart like a huge beast was onto it.
Oh, no, okay, come on.
And whatever it wasn't a bear. Bears don't tear apart trees like that. Not silently, not while staying hidden. From a toddler rescued by a mysterious bear to towering shadows captured on trail cams, these encounters keep happening in one place. The forest of North Carolina, Ernle, Linville, McDowell, Lake James, different towns, but all tucked near the Appalachian foothills, all surrounded by dense woods, winding trails, and miles of uninhabited land. In Ernle, a toddler went missing and showed up days later, saying a bear took care of him, but no one could find a single bear track. Over in Linville, hikers keep hearing footsteps behind them, only for it to go dead quiet the moment they stop. McDowell County had so many run-ins, locals just call it a Bigfoot hotspot now. And at Lake James, campers have woken up to screams echoing through the trees and footprints circling their tents. Everything comes back to one: Bigfoot. What began as a simple gadget account on TikTok in late November 2022 quickly turned into a chilling experience. When Coke & Store went live, no one could have predicted the terrifying turn it would take. The account, based in Indonesia, initially shared short videos about gadgets and other tech content. But then, a few weeks later, the account went live. And this is what the viewers saw, leaving them horrified. From the comments on the live stream, it was evident that viewers were confused and deeply unsettled by what they were witnessing. The live stream showed a person curled up in a dark, confined space, completely covered in mud and trembling as if in fear. Some thought the material covering the man was feces, while others speculated it was mud, but no one was certain. Throughout the live stream, the man continued to tremble while pouring more muddy water on himself. The bizarre nature of the broadcast drew more and more viewers. For several minutes, viewers watched, confused and uncertain. Who was the man? Was he a kidnapping victim, or was this all a strange stunt to gain attention on TikTok? No answers were provided before the live stream abruptly ended. What made this even stranger was that Store resumed uploading its regular gadget-related content, as if nothing unusual had ever happened. Even now, the account continues posting videos, but with a new audience constantly questioning that past live stream. Store has even liked several comments about the live stream, but they've never addressed it directly. Now, what was actually going on? No one knows for sure, but certain details make the situation even more puzzling. In my opinion, the video quality and sound suggest that the live stream was actually a recording of another recording. But why broadcast such a bizarre video? Was it a publicity stunt or something more sinister? People continue to ask questions, but Store has given no answers. Allegedly in 2008, a digital camera was found on a park bench in Philadelphia with a single video on it, which was subsequently uploaded to YouTube. The footage depicted the following.
It's March 5th, 2008. Don't seem to be coming down.
As he talked about what had been happening to him, it became quite clear that he wasn't in his normal state. Something was really wrong with him.
Can't really go out. Been spending a lot of time in the basement. I don't think it's wearing off.
This man appears to have ingested some sort of substance that hadn't worn off for 2 months at the time of the recording.
I don't really know what to do.
The part I blurred is a handgun he had in the background, indicating that he may have been close to his limit. The earliest upload of this video on YouTube claims that this was initially uploaded years ago, but since they weren't able to find it anymore, they re-uploaded it to see if anyone had more information on the recording. The uploader claimed it was found footage. He said he found the tape on a park bench or something and was concerned about the person depicted therein. The guy was probably onto something so strong that he had not been able to wear it off even after 2 months.
I think I boiled the roots right.
Boiling the roots probably means he was onto some kind of substance which had him brewing it, but what makes this video particularly unsettling is that the man claims to have been tripping for 2 months without any sign of coming down. This sounds like a nightmare. Although there are many rumors about people taking certain hallucinogens and experiencing the effects forever, these seem to just be myths. There's never actually been a documented case of anyone who's experienced a permanent trip.
I don't feel like I'm ever gonna come down. And it's not cool.
and people couldn't help but see how scary it would have been for the guy, especially because there seems to be a tragic end to this story. Legitimately, one of the scariest videos I have seen in a while, especially if it's serious. While it's unclear whether the man's story is true or just a disturbing piece of fiction, the idea of someone being trapped in a never-ending trip for months is disturbing nonetheless. In March 2017, a YouTube user named Balaclava Girl 95 uploaded a video titled Video Dating Tape. In the description, the user states that they found this footage on a tape inside a VCR at a car boot sale. The video is concerning, to say the least.
Hi, I'm Tony. I'm 36 years of age, 5'10", an entrepreneur, businessman, and part-time adventurer.
The tape, as the title implies, seems to be his call-out to anyone willing to date him. As if this isn't already creepy enough, there are a few things in the tape that make this even more unsettling. At one point, the tape cuts the footage to someone pointing the camera at a person's home from behind trees.
I'm looking for someone to share that luxury with. To just leave.
As the tape progresses, it becomes clearer that even Tony was not in the right mind either.
Someone that will share long walks along the beach. You just fucking shut up! Hi, I'm Tony. I'm 36 years old, 5'10", an entrepreneur, businessman, and part-time adventurer. I'm a photographer, and my images have been seen all over the world. My yacht is moored there.
He seemed frustrated by the takes he had to do, or maybe there was much more to the video because apparently Tony was not alone. There was someone else there too, probably helping him with the recording.
Someone that can...
But these are not the only disturbing details. Throughout the video, a woman's screams and whimpers can be heard in the background.
Someone that will share long walks along the beach. You just fucking shut up!
Not only did the woman seem to be hurt, but Tony can also be seen first, a little scared, since he apparently couldn't breathe properly. And then he started shouting at her before the tape cut. Now, what happened to the woman, or what her story is, we don't know, but her whimpers are heard again towards the end of the tape. And then, Tony was straight up asking for women with whom he could spend the rest of their lives.
Someone I can spend the rest of their life with.
It was these little details that made the whole thing way scarier. Then the person who uploaded this video never made another upload after this. They never even responded to any of the comments, as if they created this channel for the sole purpose of uploading this only. And the comment section was filled with people trying to figure out what exactly it was that they just watched. Many even said, "I feel like his wife cheated on him and he kidnapped her, and she's the one crying in the background, and now he's looking for a new wife." Now, many claim that this is the actor Darren Stoneham who made this as a publicity stunt, but nothing has ever been made public by him, so no one is sure about it. The Pennhurst State School and Hospital was an institution for mentally and physically disabled people in Pennsylvania that was founded in 1908. The institution was closed down in 1987. Due to the harsh treatment of the patients, There was even a point at which 9 employees were charged with slapping and beating patients and making some of the patients assault each other. In 2010, Pennhurst was reopened as a haunted attraction, which remains so today, although there are also plans to make it a museum. In 2013, 2 videos were posted to a channel named Random Video Circus that were titled Pennhurst Found Footage.
Pennhurst.
According to the backstory behind these videos, in May of 2008, 2 college students went to Pennhurst to look around. Their camera was found inside the building, but the 2 college students have never been found to this date. In the video, there is a guy and a girl, both of whom roam around the building. The girl hardly appears on the camera, while the guy is the one holding it. Most of the video is just the 2 of them messing around and having some fun.
I'm in the. Oh yeah. Do that again.
Part 2 begins where Part 1 left off, and it really isn't much different from Part 1. We get a little more information about the girl in this part though. We can see a couple more slightly clearer pictures of her, although still not that clear, and we also discover that her name is Jessica when the guy mockingly calls out her name in a creepy voice.
Jessica. Jessica.
And that's pretty much how the whole footage went, with no creepy things happening. Even though the footage doesn't show anything creepy, the backstory of the missing students makes it unsettling. The camera was found, but the students were never seen again, and no one knew who they were. With no missing reports, all that was left was the camera and the footage. It's a mystery that still makes people wonder what really happened at Pennhurst. Was it just an innocent trip, or was something more sinister going on? The questions will probably never be answered, but the creepy history of Pennhurst only grows with time. This clip was uploaded by a woman on October 31st, 2012, who was sitting with 2 little girls while they ate, when suddenly one of the girls became very disturbed and frightened by something she could see in the other room, even though there was nothing visible in the video.
Finish eating.
When I'm done, can we get our fries?
Yeah.
I just, what? Don't scare me.
What?
The woman remained surprisingly calm, questioning the little girl as to why she was scared, but she received no answer. The other one looked back, didn't see anything, and then laughed at her friend who was seemingly scared of nothing. Or, at least, that's what the description of the video says.
What was that?
And when the mother asked her daughter what exactly she was getting scared of, this is what she did.
Oh, what, Nanny? Look at me. What are you scared of? The fish? Oh.
Soon enough, the little girl started to get more and more scared of whatever she could see in the dark corner of the room.
Nanny, are you almost done eating?
That is, until the younger girl takes a second look, and suddenly, she also sees whatever frightened her older sister. Her reaction is pure terror.
Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. But you gotta listen to me. Turn around. Look at me. What's the matter?
The video uploader, Angel Ruiz, says that both girls claim to have seen a ghost in the other room, even though nothing strange was visible to their mother or captured on video. The woman who uploaded it never uploaded anything else before or after this video, and then she disabled the comments as well, adding just another layer of mystery to what might have happened to the little girls. Godly Recon was a blogging channel created in 2006 by a 23-year-old woman named Caroline. At first, the channel seemed ordinary, featuring typical vlogs. But things took a darker turn when Caroline began posting videos about a stalker who was targeting her. It started with strange private messages, escalated to the stalker somehow learning her phone number, and eventually they sent her a picture of her own house. In April 2007, a chilling video titled "Goodbye" was uploaded to her channel. The video allegedly went viral about 6 months later, in October 2007. However, shortly after gaining attention, YouTube reportedly took down the entire Godly Recon channel, perhaps to avoid being held responsible if the situation turned out to be serious. The description of the video provides a glimpse into the mystery. This is a 19-second video that was uploaded to the Godly Recon YouTube channel in mid-April 2007. The video gained full notoriety in October and was taken down within 1 hour. To this day, Caroline's whereabouts remain unknown. The unsettling events surrounding her channel, combined with the abrupt disappearance of her content, have left many questions unanswered. What makes this mystery even more perplexing is the lack of information about Godly Recon. Beyond scattered mentions and a single Reddit post, there's almost no trace of the channel's existence, which just added up to the whole disturbing nature of this clip. Uploaded to YouTube on August 9th, 2009 by user Xenopasta, the video titled Barbie.avi is one of the earliest creepy relics on the platform. Barbie.avi is a multi-part series with a found footage backstory that remains mysterious to this day. In part 1, we are introduced to a woman in her early 20s talking to someone off camera. The visuals have an analog horror vibe with low fidelity, as if it was filmed on an old CRT TV. The distorted audio quality adds to the unsettling tone of the video, making much of the conversation difficult to understand. Originally, the series was said to have 4 parts. However, one of the videos, part 3, vanished from the internet entirely. This missing piece only deepened the mystery of Barbie.avi. Why would a segment of this eerie, surreal series disappear? Did it contain answers about the identity of the woman in the videos? Part 4 stands out because it seems to tie the story together. A caption, BIID, appears on the screen. BIID stands for Body Integrity Identity Disorder, a rare mental condition where a person desires to amputate one or more healthy limbs because they don't believe the limbs fit their mental body image. Halfway through the video, it is revealed that the woman is missing an arm, implying that she might be suffering from this disorder. The connection between the name Barbie and the story remains unclear, but a popular theory suggests a link between BID and Barbie dolls, as both involve the concept of customization to achieve a perceived perfect self. However, the original story never explicitly mentions the caption or the woman's missing limb, leaving much open to interpretation. Some viewers speculated that the woman might have been a victim of abuse. Am I the only one hearing "that's enough"? I'm thinking this video is from an abusive person, and this woman's being documented was just one of the poor soul to be victimized. Others believed she lost her arm in an accident, but in the end, nothing was ever confirmed. Unknown amateur footage of an amputee model and pictures from the 80s surfaced on the web in 2009. Nobody knew her name for decades until the Russian team cracked it down. Whether it's a tale of mental illness, abuse, or something else entirely, the mystery surrounding this series ensures its place as one of the most unsettling relics of YouTube's early days. It's always unsettling when someone goes missing, but when an entire family disappears, it's almost unthinkable. This is exactly what happened to the Jameson family. Bobby, his wife Sherilyn, and their 6-year-old daughter Madison mysteriously vanished on October 8, 2009 in Eufaula, Oklahoma. But this was no ordinary case of a supposed kidnapping at the hands of some criminals. That is because the family was certain they were being haunted before their sudden disappearance.
It doesn't make sense to anybody. None of their actions make any sense to anybody that's ever looked at the case.
For those who didn't know them, the family's disappearance was bizarre. But for those who did, it felt even stranger. The Jamesons were no ordinary family. They believed their house was haunted, not just by one spirit, but by 2 or 3 entities that, according to them, lived on the roof and harassed the family. The couple was so convinced of this that they sought help from a pastor to perform an exorcism. The family's troubles didn't stop there. Madison reportedly had an imaginary friend named Emily. The whole family seemed troubled.
She claimed to her neighbors that she was a witch and she was going to cast spells on them and this and that.
The Jamesons were desperate to escape their home, seeking a quiet, off-the-grid life. But just as they began their search for a new place, they vanished. Only their truck was found a few weeks later in a remote area.
Their truck was found in a rural area of Letterman County about 30 miles from their home. The family's dog was still inside the truck, starving and barely alive. Investigators also found their possessions, including cell phones and cash.
Inside the truck, investigators found a photograph of Madison. To some, she looked happy, as if about to laugh. To others, her expression seemed closer to tears. The image itself sparked debates. Her pose was unnatural, with some suggesting it was evidence of foul play. The case was a mess until the cops got their hands on the CCTV footage. Police found security footage of the Jamesons packing for their trip. While the footage provided some important details, like the briefcase that went missing, it also revealed something even more disturbing.
They were taking things that they'd put in the truck and putting them back in the house and then taking them back from the house and putting them back into the truck.
As the clues and possibilities diminished and the years went by without any sign of the family, people had already assumed the worst.
They run across somebody that didn't want them to be on their land, or somebody was doing something bad and they didn't want them to see it.
But then, 4 years after the Jamesons vanished, the mountain finally gave up its secrets. Human remains were found just 3 miles from where the family abandoned their truck.
And only on 5 tonight, an Oklahoma mother may finally get the peace she has been waiting for.
Her son has been missing for 4 years now, but this weekend, a possible break. Sky 5 flew over the Sands Boys Mountains where hunters found the skeletal remains of 2 adults and a child.
Why would they leave behind large amounts of cash found in the truck? Why abandon their dog? And why weren't their remains discovered sooner, despite extensive searches? To add another layer of mystery, the Jamesons reportedly had ties to black magic. They were reading about the Satanic Bible as well. So was the family targeted because of this? Or were they simply a troubled household who lived in an unexplainable way? Ultimately, the truth behind the Jameson family's disappearance and their tragic fate remains as unknown as ever. When it comes to clouds, they don't have a definite shape. Sometimes they resemble a horse. Other times you might spot Abraham Lincoln's face. But this video shows a much more terrifying side of them.
Oh my God.
This footage was captured by a mother driving on an Illinois highway when she noticed something strange happening in the night sky. In the video, you can see her recording through her car window as a thunderstorm lights up the darkness. Amid the storm, a terrifying shape emerges, a massive, creepy saucer hovering in the clouds. The saucer is enormous, with multiple layers that look like the stacked levels of a spaceship, revealed only when the lightning flashes. Now, I know it could just be a weird cloud formation, but the roundness of its shape is almost too perfect, and the shadows it casts make it look eerily real. It's one of those moments that makes you question what you're really seeing. What do you think about this sighting? Let me know in the comments below. CCTV footage captured by United Utilities sewer engineers during a routine survey has revealed something truly strange. It makes you wonder what might exist far out of sight. For just a second, a creature with what looked like a tail ran across the camera's view. Some might say it's just a lizard, but lizards aren't usually this big or this fast. The creature moves so quickly that it's impossible to make out its details. Who knows what it is, or what might happen if someone had to go down into the sewer? This man heard a strange noise in the forest during a night walk. Thinking it was a small, nocturnal animal, he grabbed a flashlight to investigate. He recorded the whole thing with his camera, but it didn't take long for him to realize he wasn't looking for an animal after all. The man ran away quickly, and who wouldn't? But before he did, the creature looked right at him. While he found out what was making the noise, he never figured out what it was. He thinks it could be the Mothman. To me, it looks like some other strange humanoid creature. But honestly, I can't say for sure. After all, I've never seen a Mothman myself, have you? When these people set up security cameras to protect their home, they never thought they'd catch something so strange. But one night, the footage showed what looked like an alien. The video is dark and a little blurry, but the creature is easy to recognize. It has a big head, a thin neck, large dark eyes, and no hair. It looks just like the aliens we've seen in cartoons. If this isn't proof that aliens really exist, I don't know what is. This guy found an abandoned park with creepy statues of children. He thought it might be haunted. So, he decided to go back and investigate. What he discovered was shocking. While looking around, he saw two statues, but when he zoomed in to take a picture, something strange happened. One of the statues was moving. Was it ever a statue at all? Could it be some human-sized creature hiding there? Or maybe it was just someone in a costume brave enough to visit this eerie park. This couple went to explore an old house in the middle of the forest. It had been abandoned for years, but what they found was far more chilling than just dusty furniture and forgotten rooms. The true shock came when a pair of glowing eyes appeared from the tree outside, staring straight at them.
I don't know, it seems like it's pissing. What is it? That thing is freaky. Hello? I can't even tell what animal that is.
At first, the man thought it was a possum, but when he saw how it blinked, he wasn't so sure. Could this be a strange creature living in the woods? Some say it's just an owl, but others aren't convinced. What do you think? Many people believe that Minnesota Lake is hiding a big secret. They say a monster is living deep below the surface, and only a few have seen it. Well, this guy might be one of them. He managed to capture a few seconds of a creature that looks just like the famous Nessie from Loch Ness. The video doesn't show much, but you can see the long neck. Compared to the trees nearby, this creature is massive, but the real mystery is why it chose to surface that day at all. Don't you think? This man saw a huge creature high in a tree with glowing red eyes staring right at him in his parents' backyard. When he realized it was about to take flight, he quickly snapped a photo. He believes it shows the real Mothman. Of course, many online argue it's just an ordinary bat. But if that's true, why does it look so massive compared to the tree? Others support the Mothman theory, claiming they've seen similar creatures in rural areas across America. So, who should we believe? Speaking of mermaid sightings, anglers on the Wolf River in Wisconsin say they accidentally caught one on camera while fishing. They claim a mermaid swam past their boat, leaving them stunned. Skeptics think it was just a dolphin or a seal, but locals argue there are no dolphins or seals in this freshwater river. Still, the video quality is too poor to be convincing. Maybe it's just some strange swimmer after all. For some reason, this young man thought venturing into the open sea on what looked more like a surfboard than a proper boat was a great idea. But he quickly came to regret that choice when he realized he was being targeted by something massive that seemed to rise from the depths. He saw part of the creature emerge from the water just 10 feet away, but at the same time, the water around his boat began to churn violently. This could only mean the creature was so enormous that it could be far away and still reach his boat. Many believe this could be the legendary Kraken, but honestly, it could be anything. Whatever it was big enough to swallow both him and his tiny vessel in one gulp if it wanted to. This man found a strange creature on the beach. It seems the ocean brought something very unusual to the surface. At first, it looked like discarded trash, or maybe the remains of a toy. But then, it started to move. Even if it's a reminder that we have no idea what's really out there in the vast ocean, to me, this creature doesn't look like it belongs on our planet at all. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, you've heard of Dementors, the dark creatures that suck out happiness and leave people cold and hopeless. Now, there's a video that some believe shows a real-life Dementor, but not everyone agrees with this theory though.
Essas coisas. Isso está no céu agora todo mundo. Que porra é essa? Isso está no céu. Aqui eu vou diminuir o zoom e tipo eu estou no meu carro, apenas relaxando. Que porra é essa?
Many think it's just a kite, probably flown by kids in the distance. But here's the strange part. People from different parts of the world claim to have seen the same thing above their cities. Is it all just a coincidence? Or could this be something truly bizarre, like creatures out of this world? Ice is perfect for preserving fossils, and this man saw it with his own eyes. While exploring, he felt something beneath the thin snow with his pick. He quickly cleared the snow, only to reveal a shocking sight.
I got a very strong signal. What? What? What the heck is that thing?
Some might say it's just a polar bear preserved in the ice, but to me, it doesn't look like one. Bears have smaller eyes and a different facial shape, while this creature looks like a massive white ape. Honestly, it seems much more likely that this man stumbled upon a frozen yeti than a polar bear. A security camera in this neighborhood caught someone sneaking behind a car, but when the owners looked closer at the video, they realized it wasn't a man. The figure looked very skinny, with thin arms and a huge head. Some think this could mean aliens are visiting us without us even knowing. After all, what are the chances that we're the only life in the entire universe? After hearing strange noises from his backyard shed for several nights, this man set up a camera to find out what was going on. But what he saw the next day made his heart skip a beat. The footage showed a strange figure moving around and trying to break out of the shed. While it was clear where the noise was coming from, he had no idea what this creature could be, but he was sure it wasn't human. Its movements were unnatural, and it looked far too sinister. Honestly, if I were him, I wouldn't stick around to figure it out. I'd pack up and move far away. A guy named Isaiah thought it would be fun to go hiking in the middle of the night with his cousin. But their adventure took a chilling turn when they reached a bridge and heard strange, unearthly noises. The sound seemed to be coming from an old metal pipe running under the bridge.
Let me go first.
When Isaiah leaned down and shone his flashlight into the pipe, he caught sight of something that defies explanation. Was it the rake, a skinwalker, or maybe even an alien? We may never know for sure because Isaiah and his cousin ran for their lives, leaving behind only this eerie encounter and no clear image of what they saw. What do you think this is? I'm not sure what this brave guy expected to find in an abandoned house at night, but he definitely got more than he bargained for. While checking out the yard, a human-sized creature appeared among the ruins on the roof, and it didn't seem happy to see him. This could be anything: a demon, a prank from a neighbor, or even the infamous rake. Whatever it was, one thing is clear: some creatures are better left to the shadows. Let's hope he learned that lesson. One of this man's security cameras caught something very strange on ancient Navajo land. Look closely at the corner near the tree on the left side. At first he thought it was just a trick of the light or a glitch in the camera, but many online believe he accidentally captured a real skinwalker. They ruled out a camera malfunction, since the footage looked normal right after. Is this proof of something walking there, or just the imagination of people wanting to believe? A tourist decided to visit the ruins of an old town while on vacation. Captivated by the scenery, he started taking pictures, but he soon realized he wasn't alone among the ancient ruins. From behind the ruins, the head of something that looked like an alien appeared. Honestly, it seems almost too good to be true. While some call it the best evidence yet, I can't help but think it might just be another curious tourist. What do you think? After being woken up by strange noises at night, this man decided to check his security camera footage in the morning. What he saw was unexpected. At first, he thought it was just a neighbor wearing a white mask to scare him, but people online had a different explanation. Many believe it was a creature with a transparent body, which left him completely shocked.
Your car may be fast, but can it do that? This buck just flexed on us. Forget motorcycles. This is a whole new level of stunt. This dashcam video from Canada captures a wild encounter that highlights the importance of road safety. The driver films a magnificent buck racing alongside their car. The deer is surprisingly fast, keeping pace with the vehicle. Then, in an incredible moment, the buck leaps right in front of the car, soaring 5 or 6 feet through the air to gracefully clear the entire road. It's like watching an Olympic long jumper in the animal kingdom. This may be a strange sight, but thankfully, both the buck and the driver emerged unscathed. Encounters with wildlife are common on Canadian roads, making road awareness and using your horn crucial for safe driving. This next video I found on Reddit shows a really strange creature recorded in a cave in the Urals, Russia, and netizens are confused about what it is. The creature in the footage was found deep within a Ural cave system. At first glance, it appears eerily humanoid, covered in thick black fur with 2 arms and bipedal legs. Its torso resembles a human's but tapers to a point. And most unsettlingly, it seems to lack a head. The only other detail visible are what appear to be long, sharp claws. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't offer a full view, leaving us with more questions than answers. Could this be a glimpse of a legendary creature? Perhaps a baby yet rumored to inhabit the Ural caves. The internet is certainly abuzz with speculation. Without more evidence, it's impossible to say for sure what this mysterious creature is. But one thing's for certain, it's definitely sparked our imaginations. If you have any theories about what this might be, head to the comments below and share your thoughts. While browsing the internet, I stumbled upon a chilling archive. Photos and documents from Mexico supposedly depicting an otherworldly creature. The archive has detailed sketches, seemingly based on recovered photographs. These drawings depict a creature unlike anything we've ever seen, detailing its posture and behavior. Then, things get real. We see the actual photos of this alleged alien being. And let me tell you, it's pure nightmare fuel. Hunched in the corner of a deserted room, the creature has a round head with enormous, unsettling eyes. Its mouth and nose resemble a lizard's, adding to the alien vibe. The lower body is vaguely humanoid, but the skin texture is undeniably bizarre. Multiple photos capture the creature from various angles, each one more disturbing than the last. In one full body shot, 2 tubes protrude from its body, hinting at some kind of experiment gone wrong. This archive raises more questions than it answers. Where did it come from? What exactly is this horrifying creature? The truth remains shrouded in mystery. But one thing's for sure. This chilling discovery will stay with you long after you see it.
This man decided to take a peaceful stroll off the beaten path in the forest, but his relaxing walk quickly turned into something unforgettable when he noticed a shaggy, ape-like figure among the trees. When he reached about 40 feet away, he realized it wasn't any ordinary creature. It looked like a monkey, but much larger and stronger, something he'd never seen before. Could this have been the elusive Bigfoot? What do you think? The only thing scarier than walking in the woods during the day is doing it at night. This man learned that the hard way when he saw a shaggy figure snapping branches behind a tree. But instead of running, he decided to get a closer look, hoping to confirm if he was one of the lucky few to spot Bigfoot. But not everyone is convinced. Many argue the creature seems too small to be Bigfoot, speculating it could just be someone playing a prank. Someone placed a trail camera deep in the forest to record animals at night, but instead of regular wildlife, it captured something far more unusual. The black and white footage shows a humanoid creature with 2 legs. For anyone thinking it's just a trick of the light, it's not. The deer noticed it too. Honestly, this seems more likely to be Bigfoot than a person. After all, who would run through a forest at night like that? That morning, the people in this settlement had a surprising visitor. A strange creature wandered out of the forest and stood silently between the poles, not moving at all.
Oh my god, look at it. It's just standing there. Bigfoot.
Everyone was shocked by how big it was. If you compare it to the poles and trees nearby, it looks much taller than a normal human. This could be some of the clearest and most convincing footage ever captured. What do you think it could be? This man just wanted to enjoy a peaceful day of fishing in the middle of the forest. Little did he know, he wasn't the only one out there that day, and his camera captured something truly unsettling. The footage shows a dark, shaggy figure moving in the background, stalking him with surprising agility and awareness. Many believe it could be Bigfoot, but the video isn't clear enough to confirm. Whatever it was, one thing's for sure. This man might want to consider a hobby that keeps him far away from the forest next time. While driving home, this man noticed something strange in the sky, a dark shadow hovering in the distance. At first he thought it might just be a small, thick cloud, but what he discovered next sent chills down his spine. Slowing down to capture the mysterious figure from every angle, he realized it wasn't a cloud at all. Some believe it could be a real witch caught on camera, the first of its kind. Whatever it is, this footage remains one of the creepiest I've ever seen. Imagine walking past a bridge at night and spotting something watching you, then quickly hiding. That's exactly what this man experienced.
Shine there.
Many people believe it was an alien. The creature had a large head, looked smaller than a human, and had gray skin, a classic alien, just like the ones we've seen in cartoons. What do you think? Could this really be one of them? Exploring a cave in the middle of the night might sound adventurous, but for this man, it turned into a nightmare. At first, he thought he'd stumbled upon a giant egg from some mysterious cave-dwelling creature, but what he found next was beyond anything he could have imagined. Deep inside the cave, he came face to face with a massive horned creature. Terrified, he bolted, leaving us with just a few seconds of footage to glimpse the mysterious being. If you ask me, I can't name a single cave animal with horns that lays eggs. Could this be a dragon hiding in the depths of the earth? Jinn are legendary creatures from another world. People say they can harm humans in strange and scary ways, but this man says he caught one on camera in an abandoned hospital. Some will say it's just a prank and someone dressed up in a costume. But how do you explain this? When the creature disappears around a corner, the man follows. He finds nothing but a dead end. Could it really be a jinn, or is there another explanation? This is definitely not something you want to see during a family camping trip. Just as this family was settling in their tent with the kids, a pair of glowing eyes appeared out of nowhere. What's even scarier is that it looked like the creature was staring straight at the children. And if horror movies have taught us anything, it's that creepy creatures always go for the little ones first. A group of friends decided to visit an old, abandoned house in the middle of the forest at night. They thought it would be a fun, creepy adventure. But things quickly turned scary when they saw a strange creature inside the house.
Maingay. Ano mo, maririnig tayo eh. Lyrics tayo. Pare yun oh. Pare mo, wala na. Huwag na natin kasama. Yun doon parang may duwende oh.
They didn't know what it was, but people on the internet had ideas. Many believe it was a manananggal, a creature from Philippine legends. The story says it's a woman left at the altar who hunts grooms-to-be at night and uses her tongue to take their hearts. Do you think it could be real? When this man heard strange noises coming from his bathroom, he thought it was a burglar. He called the police and started filming. but what he saw was far more terrifying. It wasn't a burglar, it was something that looked out of this world. If this isn't proof that aliens are visiting us without us even knowing, I don't know what is. Feeling scared? Maybe lock your doors tonight, just in case. While working the night shift on his small boat, this fisherman noticed something strange in the water on both sides of him.
On each side of the boat? What are those trails called? What's something swimming fast underneath that water? Something swimming real fast underneath that water.
At first, he thought it was just a fast fish and decided to ignore it. But then, eerie sounds started coming from the water.
This is crazy. I heard it. I heard it. I hear it. Oh my God.
Could it be sirens? Legends say they use their haunting voices to lure sailors into the sea, never to return. The sounds in this video are so chilling that it's hard to think of another explanation. Remember that group of friends from the Philippines who found a creature that takes people's hearts with its tongue? Well, another group had a similar experience in an old house, but this time they encountered something different.
Turn the light off. Turn the light on. Sounds like it's in the corner. What the fuck is that? Shit! Which way's the exit? Which way's the exit?
After the video went viral, people said the creature was either a rake or a wendigo. Honestly, I don't know what they are talking about, because all I see is one little alien. The video isn't the clearest, but you can see how big its head is compared to its thin neck. Could it really be an alien? I'm not sure why this girl decided to walk alone in the forest at night, but if she wanted a creepy experience to make her heart race, she definitely got what she was looking for.
What is that?
After hearing a strange noise, she pointed her flashlight toward it, and what she saw was shocking. Many people think the hairy creature is Bigfoot, but doesn't it seem too small? Unless, of course, it's a baby Bigfoot. If that's true, it might mean there's an entire family of them hiding somewhere nearby. When this family set up security cameras in their backyard to keep their kids safe, they never imagined they'd capture something so unusual that probably no one had ever seen before. At first, it looks like a rabbit peeking over the fence, but wait, how could a rabbit lift its head high enough to look over the fence? And have you ever seen a rabbit with a head that big? This wasn't just an ordinary bunny, whatever it was, and the neighborhood had a very strange visitor that night. Speaking of impressive drone footage, this guy decided to explore the woods in Indiana, Pennsylvania. In just a few seconds, his drone captured something that quickly caused a stir on social media. Some believe the creature he filmed was Bigfoot, but others argue that Bigfoot isn't supposed to have red hair. But if we've never seen Bigfoot up close, how can we know what it truly looks like? And who's to say there aren't different species of Bigfoot, each with unique traits? I have to admit, my favorite conspiracy theory is about the Loch Ness Monster. We've all heard of Nessie, but not many of us have had the chance to see her, unlike this guy, who captured something incredible with his drone. Some might say it's just a trick of the light or a reflection on the water, but something is moving under the surface for sure. It looks like it has a long neck and is far too big to be a regular fish. Saying it's just a reflection seems like an easy way to ignore what could be real evidence of Nessie. Could this finally prove she's real? Maple Mountain in Canada is full of myths and legends. That's why a hiker decided to set up a trail camera deep in the forest. When he checked the footage the next day, he saw something strange. The camera acted weird, moving on its own while the creature was nearby. At one moment, the creature seemed to have horns on its head. The next, it looked like it didn't even have a head, just a body with strange legs. Whatever this is, it's clear that not knowing might be better.
The ocean depths hold many mysteries, and videos like this one serve as a reminder of the strange and fascinating creatures that lurk beneath the wave.
Claws, and the nails, and then the face. But it looks like it's been in a bag. Look at the teeth.
The creature seen in the footage is undeniably bizarre, with features that seem almost otherworldly. It possesses a furry tail, paws with sharp nails, and a face that appears to be partly skin. Its overall shape and appearance are pretty confusing, leaving viewers to speculate about its origins and identity. Identifying this creature from a single clip can be challenging. It could be a known animal that has decomposed in a way that obscures its features. However, the internet loves a good mystery, and this video is sure to spark lively discussions about what might be lurking in the ocean's depths. The comments section will likely be filled with speculation, ranging from known species to outlandish theories. If you have any knowledge that might help identify this creature, feel free to share it below. Chickens may not be the first animals that come to mind when you think of hypnosis, but this next video presents a curious farmyard phenomenon.
Hypnotize a rooster. Ready? So you hold him like this. Watch Tooster's body. Watch this. Watch his body. Oh my gosh. Watch.
Yeah, you saw that. This rooster just got hypnotized. And trust me, it's a sight to behold. This video was captured at a chicken farm, where the farm owner's neighbor waltzed in with some serious hypnotism skills up his sleeve. They picked out a brave rooster, laid its head on the ground, and drew a line in the dirt right in front of its face. And just like that, the rooster went limp, as if its body was under some kind of magical spell. Now, here's where it gets even crazier. When the owner removed the line, the rooster snapped back to reality and attacked his hand in a hilarious twist of events. Talk about a feathered frenzy. Sure, it may sound like something out of a cartoon, but this hypnotism technique is legit and gaining popularity on the internet. Just remember, folks, while it may be tempting to try it out on your neighbor's rooster, let's leave the hypnosis to the pros. After all, we wouldn't want a chicken uprising on our hands. Now would we? Recorded in 2007, this clip was uploaded by two mountaineers who were left wondering about what they had just captured on camera. They had been wandering through the snow when something strange occurred. They spotted a living, moving creature in the middle of nowhere, in a place where the two humans present were barely breathing due to the high altitude in the mountains of Nepal. This creature was navigating the snow as if it was no big deal. It looked like another human being. However, you quickly spot the distinct features, like being covered entirely in fur and being a lot more massive. Towering above the altitude, it couldn't possibly be a local. The creature was massive and completely covered in thick black fur, which confused the climbers. If it wasn't human, the only logical explanation they could think of was that it might be a Yeti. Even to this day, people have proposed various theories about the creature, but not a single one has been proven, leaving the mystery unsolved. Could these mysterious creatures inhabit the mountains of Nepal? I am very keen on believing that these creatures exist somewhere in the world, and they are relatives of the known Bigfoot, more accustomed to these snowy landscapes.
Old photos often bring nostalgic memories, but for one man, revisiting his old trail pictures left him terrified. He shared a photo on Reddit, claiming it was captured by his brother trail cam during a forest hike. At first glance, the photo looks normal, but if you focus on the far right corner behind a tree, there's a shadowy figure resembling a humanoid. In the next photo, the figure is gone, ruling out the possibility of it being a tree or bush shaped like a human. Some believe it's a wandering spirit, while others suggest it might be a trail cam crawler. Either way, after seeing this, I'm definitely sticking to indoor adventures for now. This TikTok user thought it was a normal winter morning until she noticed something terrifying on her window and front porch. Her window was covered in strange marks that looked like a mix of claw and humanoid handprints, as if something or someone was trying to peek inside or worse, get in. She also found claw marks on her front porch, suggesting something with large claws had been roaming around.
What are these?
While some might suspect a bear, sightings are unheard of in the Maryland suburbs. So, unless bears have mastered stealth, this seems like something else entirely. Whatever it is, it's definitely not friendly. Better keep those windows locked. This caretaker experienced something so terrifying at an elderly woman's house that they quit on the spot. While sleeping on the 3rd floor, they woke up to the sound of a door opening, and what the nanny cam revealed was shocking. The footage they reviewed was chilling. The old lady was walking in a disturbingly unnatural way, her hunched figure moving slowly with the eerie sound of bones cracking as she closed a door behind her in the dark. The caretaker confirmed only the two of them lived in the house, and this unexplainable event was straight out of a horror movie. Adding to the bizarre nature, the woman even offered extra cash to convince them to return. But honestly, who would go back after witnessing that? Imagine being home alone and hearing your own voice calling you from another room. Sounds like a nightmare, right? That's exactly what this homeowner caught on camera. In this TikTok video, the homeowner hears his own voice clearly calling him from another room, even though he was alone. The voice sounded human, not like a recording, leaving him terrified.
Come here. Come here. Come here.
In a follow-up video, he explained that this had never happened before in his family home. His trembling voice as he asked for help in the comments showed just how shaken he was.
For anybody asking, this is my family home. What this is, please reach out. I don't care if it's in a comment or reach out.
If anyone out there is a paranormal expert, drop your insights in the comments. This guy could definitely use some answers. This girl was using the bathroom when she heard a knock at the door, but the terrifying part is she was home alone. Clearly scared, she clutched a pair of scissors for protection as the banging grew louder, as if whoever or whatever was desperate for her to open the door. What's even creepier is that a low female voice started talking to her through the door. Though she responded, she wisely refused to open it.
¿Qué? ¿Eh? Sacándome las cejas.
Panicked, she texted her mom, who replied she was at church and had no idea what was happening.
I do have an update, but it's not that much, but I did ask her.
Viewers believe this could be a creature from folklore called the Mimic, which impersonates loved ones to lure victims. Thank goodness she didn't open that door. Who knows what might have happened? This next video shows a group of kids exploring an abandoned swimming pool, and it quickly turns into the worst night of their lives. The pool, located on the outskirts of Angoulême, was boarded up with wooden planks, but the kids managed to break in and venture inside. Once inside the pitch-black darkness, they stumbled upon a strange man, sitting silently for reasons only he knows. Suddenly, an alarm went off, sending the kids fleeing in panic. It's likely the man was a homeless person seeking shelter, which is both sad and unsettling. The eerie stillness of his presence in complete darkness made the situation even more terrifying. The kids were smart to run. Who knows what that man was capable of, or why there was an alarm installed. A truly spine-chilling encounter. Have you heard of the Shadow Man? If not, this video might make you hope you never do. A woman was home alone when her door mysteriously swung open on its own. Her cat, Loli, was hiding nervously under the sofa, a clear sign that something wasn't right. Building up courage, she stepped out to investigate and saw a shadowy figure at the end of the hallway. As she approached, it let out a screech identical to her cat's cry. Panicked, she retreated, but when she aimed her camera again, the figure had moved closer and then right to her door. The video ends with her hiding under a table in fear.
Laisse-moi. Loli!
She claims this wasn't the first time it mimicked her cat to lure her. Whatever this thing is, one thing's clear: it's best to stay far away. Imagine if she hadn't shut the door and hidden in time. A man was out for a nighttime walk when he heard strange noises coming from the woods, but what he saw next made him instantly regret it.
Whoa!
Something was lurking, peeking out from the dense bushes, almost as if it was stalking him. The chilling part is that as soon as he stepped closer, he was hit with the smell of decaying animals, a clear sign that something wasn't right.
It's like something dead. God, it stinks.
Even more terrifying, the bushes were thick, meaning whatever that thing was could be huge and fast. which would be bad if it decided to chase him. It's scary, but who in their right mind would go into those woods? Definitely not me. This family's Christmas celebration took a terrifying turn when they spotted something moving outside their house that nearly stopped their hearts. Captured in northern Minnesota, the mom, who was filming, noticed a large black figure walking near the forest line just outside their window. Curious but scared, she alerted her husband, and they stepped outside to investigate. To their shock, they saw it again, and it was a massive creature with black fur. Walking upright like a human. Even their dog, initially chasing the creature, retreated in fear, but kept barking toward the woods, clearly unsettled. Later, the mom managed to capture more footage of it moving through the trees. Many viewers believe this could be the legendary Bigfoot. If true, it's chilling to think such creatures might still roam our forests. After watching this video, you might think twice before attending a funeral ever again. Uploaded on Instagram and Facebook, it shows a woman lying in her coffin with her eyes wide open, eerily staring at someone outside. Even more chilling, her pupils appear to move and follow the camera until a hand passes over and they suddenly close. Many believe she was asking for help or warning of something sinister, but it's possible this could be an AI-generated video. The way her eyes close when the hand passes suggests a glitch, as AI often relies on motion triggers. Real or fake, it's enough to give anyone nightmares about funerals. This homeowner heard kids crying outside his bedroom at 3 a.m. But here's the terrifying part. He doesn't have kids. In this TikTok video, the owner films from his bed, pointing the camera at the bedroom door while eerie baby cries echo outside. Terrified, he explains he lives alone, with no nearby babies or neighbors who could explain the sounds. It's chilling to think this could be paranormal, and many believe it's a lure tactic by something sinister. Honestly, staying in bed seems like the safest option. Video shows a Japanese apartment owner getting the shock of his life when he returned home. As he entered the apartment, he noticed something unusual and started recording. Zooming in, he saw a hand on the sofa that quickly disappeared behind it as he noticed it. Shocked, he realized he lived alone, and the situation was strange. He also mentioned the window was left open, and there was a motorcycle muffler and a shirt he hadn't left there before. It could be an intruder, but the owner's calm reaction is odd. He should have called the police. This next video is one of those you hope is CGI or fake, because if it's real, there's no reason to stay on Earth anymore. Captured on Feb 29, 2024, at 1 a.m., a man noticed something strange beside the moon. In the video, we see a bright light resembling the moon, but next to it, something huge is hiding in the darkness, until the cameraman zooms in.
I'm scared, but I'm not going to trip because I've been catching this thing for a while now. It's very ominous.
As he zooms in, we see a face staring back at him with an angry expression. It looks intimidating and creepy. though I'm not sure if it's due to the quality or if the thing itself is grainy like that. It could be CGI, or the glowing object might just be a flashlight, and that face could be a person. What do you think? Please tell me it's not real. This farmer heard strange noises coming from his cornfield at night, so he went to check and recorded this. As he moved through the field, we hear what sounds like a little girl giggling and laughing. The sounds seem to move around, almost like something is stalking the farmer or running away. Some people think it could be a fox, as their chatter sometimes sounds like that, but this one is different from a fox or any feline. I hope it's not that.
Let's take a step into the unknown. This next clip features some unsettling footage captured on a security camera. At first glance, it seems like a normal afternoon. A man exits a house, his shadow stretching out behind him in the sunlight. But then, take a closer look. A shadowy figure appears beside the man's shadow, seemingly mimicking his movements. It almost resembles a child holding hands and walking alongside him. The man continues on his way, completely oblivious to the presence beside him. This is where things get strange. How do we explain this anomaly? Can it be dismissed as a trick of the light? Or is there something more at play? This footage, paired with the video of the unexplained activity in the Mexican hospital, raises some intriguing questions. Do these clips hint at a reality beyond our understanding? Are we witnessing spirits or some other unexplained phenomenon? The truth remains a mystery. This clip serves as a reminder that the unseen can sometimes be unsettling, leaving us with more questions than answers. What do you think? Is there a logical explanation? Or is there more to this story?
For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.